Additional discussion. Recognize Senator Sollman.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, I rise in support of House Bill 4153A. I grew up in Gales Creek in western Washington County. Gales Creek is home to wineries, to crops, to tree farms, to farm fields filled with animals, home of the famous Strawberry Festival, and family farms that feed Oregonians through our local farmers markets and direct sales. Since 2017, Oregon has lost 2,069 family farms, and those numbers continue to grow. Minnesota has lost 1,300 farms in the last 2 years. Global trade wars affect their bottom line. Oregon's family farms are both for the love of working the land and the livelihood of our Oregon families. As costs continue to rise and we continue to put more and more rules and regulations on them, that livelihood is becoming more and more constrained. Oregon's farmers continue to face economic hardship. House Bill 4153 provides farmers with the necessary tools to run a modern, multi-revenue business while placing guardrails to ensure our farmlands remain in production. The Oregon Farm Bureau, representing 6,500 family farms, approves this message. A farmer reached out to me and said, "I turned 70 years old later this year, and my dear son Peter is purchasing the business from me. For him to continue operating the farm, he needs assurance that he can support his young family in the years ahead." The House Bill 4153A gives him that assurance. Another farmer told me House Bill 4153 acknowledges a much-needed and long overdue flexibility while giving some strong assurance that actual farming and crop production will always be the primary use of the farmland resource. Colleagues, it is essential that we reduce the barriers on our family-run farms to allow for increased revenue and more direct-to-consumer business for longevity. Another farmer told me, farming today isn't simple. We're balancing tight margins, rising costs, land stewardship, and the responsibility of keeping farmland productive and accessible to the public. And another said, our farm had a land use permit and was constantly in fear of having our county change the rules on us. We need this law passed so we can diversify our income without so many restrictions and to stop the restrictions from continuing to get harder and harder each year. Colleagues, keeping our farmers economically viable allows them to remain the stewards of our land, supporting a local workforce and providing the financial stability needed to invest in regenerative practices. When we support our farm stands and stores, we aren't just supporting a valued Oregon business. We are investing in a healthier, more sustainable future for the next generation. We are also giving the real opportunity for our city-dwelling kiddos the chance to connect to the food on their plate to where that food comes from. And our farmer told me, the work you're doing isn't just about land or policy. It's about whether the next generation of Oregon farmers will have a fighting chance and whether the citizens of this state will have access to working farms, local food, and the open landscapes that makes Oregon what it is. My kids, when they were young, we have those sweet memories of pumpkin patches, dairy visits to see the cows milked, cheese produced, and fresh bottled milk on hand for sale. As a Meemaw now to 3 grandkids, I loved calling my friend and asking her if I could bring my grandson, who was 2, to visit her cows in Helvetia. I wish I could show you the pictures and that you could hear his moo as he talked to his new friends. I will forever remember that. Colleagues, we must find balance to our farmers and we must give them a fighting chance. House Bill 4153 finds that balance with important guardrails. I urge your support in moving this bill forward for the sake of our farmers and for the families who absolutely love them. Thank you.